In a world where manipulation often lurks beneath the surface of our daily interactions, learning how to recognize and counter these tactics can be a crucial skill for maintaining personal integrity and peace of mind. This video taps into timeless Stoic wisdom drawn from the teachings of Marcus Aurelius Seneca and other ancient philosophers to provide a roadmap for understanding and dealing with manipulation. Stoicism, with its focus on virtue, reason, and emotional resilience, offers powerful tools for staying grounded, even in the face of deceptive or coercive behavior. 1. Recognizing manipulation. Understanding the tactics before we dive into how Stoicism can help. It's essential to identify the manipulative tactics we may encounter. Here are 14 key strategies manipulators often use. 2. Triangulation. This occurs when a manipulator brings a third party into the conflict to create division and confusion. It's a way of controlling the situation by pitting people against each other. 3. The double bind. A situation where you're given two conflicting messages, making it impossible to respond correctly. One choice leads to a negative outcome, while the other does as well. 4. Emotional blackmail. This is the tactic of using guilt, fear, or obligation to manipulate someone's behavior, making them feel responsible for someone else's emotional state. 5. Gaslighting. A manipulator distorts reality to make you question your perceptions, memory, or sanity. This often leaves the victim feeling confused or doubting their own experiences. 6. Love bombing. An intense, overwhelming show of affection or admiration designed to disorient and control the recipient, often used at the beginning of manipulative relationships. 7. Victim playing. Manipulators may portray themselves as the victim to gain sympathy and avoid accountability for their actions. 8. Silent treatment. The manipulator uses silence to punish or control, creating anxiety in the other person as they feel forced to earn communication or affection back. 9. Devaluation. Once the manipulator has gained your trust or admiration, they may suddenly start criticizing or belittling you, leaving you feeling unworthy or confused. 10. Blame shifting. Instead of accepting responsibility for their actions, manipulators deflect blame onto others, making you feel responsible for their behavior. 11. Flattery and praise. While genuine compliments are uplifting, manipulators use excessive flattery to create a sense of indebtedness, making you more susceptible to their influence. 12. Intimidation. Manipulation by fear, often through threats or subtle coercion, to force someone into compliance. 13. Projection. The manipulator accuses others of behaviors or traits they themselves are guilty of, distracting attention from their own actions. 14. Conditional love or approval. Manipulating affection or approval based on performance, behavior, or adherence to the manipulator's wishes. 15. Denial of responsibility. When caught in a manipulative act, the manipulator denies any wrongdoing or responsibility, sometimes turning the situation around to blame you. 16. Stoicism. The ancient response to manipulation. That we're familiar with the tactics of manipulation, let's explore how Stoic principles can empower us to respond effectively. Focus on what you can control. One of the core tenets of Stoicism is the idea of focusing only on what is within your control and accepting what is not. In any situation involving manipulation, we may not be able to control the manipulator's behavior, but we can control how we respond. Marcus Aurelius famously wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." By internalizing this principle, we can avoid reacting impulsively to manipulative tactics, instead choosing to remain calm, thoughtful, and composed. Maintain emotional resilience. Stoicism teaches the importance of not allowing external events, such as manipulation to disturb our peace of mind. In situations where emotional blackmail or intimidation arises, the Stoic practice is to remain unaffected by these emotional outbursts. This doesn't mean we suppress our feelings, but rather, we don't let them control our actions. Seneca, in his letters, writes, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." Recognizing that manipulation may be an inevitable part of life, we can use these moments as opportunities for self-improvement. The Stoic approach involves taking responsibility for our own emotional state, refusing to let external manipulation dictate our inner calm. Apply the dichotomy of control. The dichotomy of control is another Stoic principle that is directly applicable to manipulation. In every encounter with a manipulative person, ask yourself, what can I control and what can I not control? For instance, if someone tries to gaslight you, you cannot control their lies or attempts to distort reality. However, you can control your understanding of your own experiences and truth. The Stoic response would be to detach emotionally from their falsehoods and remain rooted in your own sense of what is real. Don't take things personally. Manipul often try to provoke reactions by making personal attacks or invoking guilt. Stoicism teaches us not to take such things personally, as other people's actions are often a reflection of their own character, not of our worth. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, when someone does you wrong, remember that he is doing it out of ignorance and that no one is ever intentionally bad. By adopting this perspective, you can feel less wounded by others' attempts to manipulate you, recognizing that their behavior is more about their own flaws than any inherent deficiency in you. Use wisdom and discernment. The Stoic emphasis on wisdom can help you discern when you're being manipulated and when to take a step back. Marcus Aurelius urged himself to become a person who sees clearly and judges wisely, a principle that can be applied when assessing manipulative behaviors. With this clarity, we can better understand the dynamics at play and act with strategic purpose rather than reacting impulsively. Practical Stoic strategies for countering manipulation. Clear boundaries. Use the Stoic principle of self-control to set and maintain strong personal boundaries. This prevents manipulative people from crossing lines without consequences. Stoics emphasize being firm in our decisions, so we should confidently express when behavior is unacceptable. Practice the art of saying no. Saying no to manipulation is a form of exercising your autonomy. The Stoics encourage us to know our worth and not let others dictate our actions or feelings. When manipulated, calmly assert your boundaries, not out of anger, but from a place of strength. Stay grounded in virtue. At the heart of Stoicism is the pursuit of virtue, wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. By focusing on these virtues, you can maintain your sense of purpose and clarity, even in the face of manipulation. Keep perspective. When you feel overwhelmed, remember that Stoicism teaches us to view life from a broader perspective. Manipulation is often a passing phase, not the defining feature of your life. By maintaining a long-term view, you can avoid being caught up in temporary emotional turmoil. In summary, while manipulation can take many forms, whether emotional blackmail, gaslighting, or triangulation, Stoicism provides us with the tools to respond thoughtfully and effectively. By focusing on what we can control, maintaining emotional resilience, and upholding our inner virtues, we can navigate manipulative situations with wisdom, authenticity, and peace. In a world where manipulation is common, Stoic principles offer a timeless framework for staying grounded, preserving our integrity, and ultimately leading lives of greater clarity and strength. So, next time you encounter manipulation, remember the Stoic teachings. Stay calm, stay virtuous, and stay true to your own nature.